Hi all, this is Unit 4 trailer pre-calculus. So let's start with question 1. We're going to do this really quickly because it's going to be a long video. Okay, already wasted 20 seconds. Okay, cool. Explicit formula and recursive formula. Since you're allowed to use the equations, you'll be given the equations. You have to figure out which ones to use when. Okay, so just by look at your y values, -2, -3, -4, -5. I'm seeing that they're all increasing by 1, adding or subtracting 1, I guess. Subtracting 1 every single time. Subtracting 1, 1, 1. Well, that means that it's an arithmetic sequence, and explicit formula for that is a of n equals a of 1 plus n minus 1 times d. You will be given that, right? Just look at that and do it. Well, your a of 1 represents the first term, which is -2. N minus 1 is just n minus 1. You're trying to find the equation, so there must be a variable here. And your variable is always going to be the nth term, because that's what you're trying to find. Your d is -1. So let's simplify that. -2 minus n, you can distribute this, plus 1, you get -1 minus n. Test your theory. Plug in 1, you get -2. Plug in 2, you get -3. Plug in 3, you get -4. Plug in 4, you get -5, and so on. That's your answer. Explicit way. Recursive way, recursive is basically, the formula for that is a of n equals a of n minus 1 plus d, where your d is -1. So it's a of n minus 1 plus -1. Let's shoot that. A of n equals a of n minus 1 plus -1, which is basically a of n equals a of n minus 1 minus 1. That's our answer. Question 2. Given the explicit formula, well, if you're given the explicit formula, it should be a of n equals a of 1 times the r to the power of n minus 1, or n. Here your r represents 2. So your recursive definition, where the formula for that is a of n equals 2 times a of n minus 1. That's here, it's the r, right? It's r of n minus 1. Your r is 2, right? Your r is 2. So your formula just becomes that. Question 3. The third and fifth terms of sequence are 8 and 32. Well, third and fifth are 8 and 32, right? So 8 is the third term, comma 32. Well, if it's arithmetic, it's the next number has to be between 8 and 32, which is 20. So 8 can be your answer. If you talk about geometric, well, 32 divided by 8 is 4, and the difference between these two, 5 and third, is squared. So r has to be positive, -2. Think of it this way as well. If this is 8, the next term, I don't know, and the next term after that is 32. Well, 32 divided by 8 is 4, right? So the ratio from here to here is 4. Well, if you divide them 2, there's 2 different parts. Well, that's r squared. R squared equals 4, so r has to be positive or -2. If this doesn't make sense, you can use the formula. Okay, think of it this way: is a of n equals a of 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. Well, a of n is 32. Let's say you talk about 32, and your first term you don't know your ratio, but 32 is your fifth term, which is 5 minus 1. So 32 equals a of 1 times r to the power 4. That's first equation. Second equation is 8 equals a of 1 times r to the power of 3 minus 1, which is 2. 8 equals a of 1 times r squared. You have these two equations. Solve for a of 1. A of 1 equals a of 1. a1 equals a1. Well, a1 here is 32 divided by r to the power of 4. Here it's 8 divided by r squared. When you do this, you get 32 divided by 8. When you solve this, you get 32 divided by 8 equals r to the power of 4 divided by r to the power of 2. 4 equals r to the power of 2. Well, that's what you have here. This is the easiest way. Okay, here's how you, this is the long way, this is the easiest way. Divide the two terms, you get 4, subtract 5 and 3 and raise that to the power of r. Another example, if it was 1 comma dash comma 9, how would I know this? Well, divide this two. 9 divided by 1 is 9. How many, which term is this? This is the third term, this is the first term. What's the difference between two? The 2. Raise that to the power of r, and then you get r equals 3. Positive, negative. Here you get, let's say this, if it was 1 comma blank comma 27. Okay, I'm just showing you this. Okay, now this, how, what's 27 divided by 1? 27. What's the gap between this? What's, I mean, if this is the fourth term, this is the first term, what's the difference? 3. Raise that to the power of 3. Raise r to the power of 3. Cube root that, right? And you get 3 is your answer. So 1, 3, 9, 27. That's how you would do. And here your answer is not negative 16, and 16 could be your answer, so it's D, negative 20 can be your answer. Why? If r squared equals 4, r equals positive negative 2. Well, if it's 8 and you multiply by positive 2, if you multiply by positive 2, you get 16. 16 can be your answer. If you multiply by negative 2, you get negative 16. So it's negative 16 can be your answer as well. It's the only thing that's not is negative 20. The next question is this. 15 is your starting point, right? So your a of 1 is 15. And after that you're adding 8, right? So the next one will be 23, 31, 39, and so on. But this is an arithmetic sequence. So if you write an equation for that, you get a of n equals the first term plus n minus 1 times d. You're doing the explicit way, right? So it's 15 plus n minus 1 times 8, which is 15 plus 8n minus 8. So 7 plus 8n. If you're asked to find the day 20, just plug in 20 for n and solve for it. So 7 plus 160, you get 167. Alrighty, question number 5. You can do this two ways, okay? Let's talk about the first way. Plug in each term. Plug in 0 for k. You get 0 times 6, which is 6. 0 times 6, which is 0. And 0 plus 12 is 12. 6 times 6 is 36. And 36 plus 12 is 48. So this is one of your answers. Also check it this way. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh term. How many terms can we get here? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms as well. This, I'm going to get 8 terms. 8 terms here. So automatically this can be my answer. This, I'm going to get 5 terms. So this can be part of my answer. What about this? You get 6 terms. 7 terms, I mean 7 terms. How do I know if this also is part of my answer? Well, plug it in. 1 minus 1, 0. 0 times 6 is 0. And 0 plus 12 is 12. So that checks out. When I plug in 7, 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 times 6 is 36. 36 plus 12 is 48. So that checks out as well. Next, what is the common ratio of geometric sequences? First term is 16 and its fifth term is 128. Well, geometric sequence formula is a of n, a of 1 times r to the power of n minus 1. Use that. Your fifth term is 128 your first term is 16, your n is 5, right, and it's the fifth term, which is 4. You divide by 16, 128 divided by 16, let's see, how is that a syntax error? What? Okay, is 8. 248. So r is basically 4th root of 8, positive and negative. Okay. Let me see if it's. I don't think it's a number. I guess. I mean, it's like an integer. I don't think it's an integer. Yeah, it's not an integer. So you can just leave it like that, positive and negative. The next is the first term of a geometric sequence is 5 and the fourth term is 135. Well, you do the same thing. Find your r, right? Find your r. If your first term ace of n equals ace of 1 times r to the power of n minus 1, your first term is 5, your fourth term is 135, so which is 4 minus 1, which is 3, and then you can divide by 5. You get, what do you get? 27 equals r cubed. So r equals 3. Now, how do you find the sum? Well, sum of the first 10, n equals 1 to 10 of this, your first term, which is 5, the ratio, which is 3, to the power of n minus 1. That's it. Now you plug it into your calculator. Here's how. Go to math, all the way down, use the summation. Let this be x from the first term till the 10th term, right? Because that's what you're going to try to find until 10th term of what? Well, 3, 5 is the starting point, 3 is your ratio to the power of x minus 1, and just press enter. 147620 is your answer. Identify the first five terms. This is easy. I know that this is going to be my first term. I know my ratio is -7, right? So I'm just going to multiply by -7, and I get, let's do that, 500 times -7, -3500 times -7 again, positive 24,500 times -7 again. You get -171500 times -7 again, 1200, 500 is your answer. First term, second term, third term, fourth term, and fifth term. There you go. For this one, basically plugging in 1, 2, 3, and 4 for j and simplifying it. Okay, let's do that. 6 plus 2, plug in 1 for j, plus 2, plug in 2 for j, plus 2, plug in 3 for j, plug in 4 for j. You get 6 plus 2 plus 2y plus 4 plus 2y plus 6 plus 2y plus 8 plus 2y. I'm going to simplify it. 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18, 18 plus 8 is 26. Wait, what? 2, 4, 6, 8. 8y. Why is it not part of my answer? What did I do wrong? 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 4 is 12, 12 plus 6 is 18, 18 plus 8 is 26. It should be 26 plus 8y. I don't know why it's not that. Let's see. 6, I'm just going to check my calculator. 6 plus math, sum of x equals 1 till 4 for 2x. Let's just see that. Yeah, I'm right. I think this printing mistake here. It should be 26 plus 8y. Alrighty, that will be all. That's the end of the video. If you have any questions, well, you are late. If you have any questions, you're late. Yeah, that's it.